Real quick before we jump into it, I need to explain how I see rankings in a tier list. In my mind, the best in slot doesn't have to be an S. S is reserved for weapons that go above and beyond in their respective slot. For example, in this list, you'll notice that there is no medic melee in S tier. That's because while the VIta-saw is really good and can have crazy game-changing highs, it just isn't consistent enough in those pop-offs, especially against good players. So A is top tier, and S is for weapons that go above and beyond compared to their competition. Also, keep in mind, tier lists in general are kind of dumb, and we were just trying to have a fun time with chat, so don't take this too seriously. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this new type of video where it's a little vertical slice of a stream discussion. Here we go.
I'm gonna let you talk a little bit more. I'll add like maybe 1 point or two.
Yeah. So, are we gonna do this? The thing I need to make clear is if we're doing this as medic as a whole, like all his weapons in relation to one another. So like amputator compared to like syringe gun, or like in their slots. So just their individual slots. Because the thing is, that's important because if you make it all weapons as a whole, then crossbow is at most B tier because it's below all the Mediguns. Because the Mediguns are ridiculously broken.
You know what?
All right, well, we can start off with that.
No, I have an idea. We'll have them all. Yeah, we'll have them all.
Yeah, go by slot first.
All right, dude. Are there any other S tier Mediguns?
No. I would say no, because I think the Vaccinator deserves to be a tier above. Vaccinator is like Sniper, where like it's harder to use, but peak Vaccinator is probably the strongest weapon in the game. Like imagine a Vaccinator medic that was literally cheating. That every time a pill came at him that would do damage, it would pop a blast. Every time it was going to get headshot, it would pop a bullet, right? 90% of the time I die, it's because I did something stupid and messed up.
Yeah.
It's not because I should have died in that situation.
I shouldn't have died in that situation. That's the point of the Vaccinator. Yeah.
And I think but it's not unrealistic to like get to a point where you're doing a lot more with the Vaccinator than even Uber charge. You've seen people cheat with the Vac?
I think I have too.
Or that means this is a...
I mean, people are anti-vac because it's S tier. And that's fine. You're allowed to think that. You're allowed to think that it's OP because it is.
It is. Vaccinator is the only weapon in the game that wins every fight. It even wins against Sniper.
It even wins against health deficit fights. Like, you know, I've been at 100 health on heavy against a 450 enemy heavy and won extra hard, and I've ended the fight at 300. I did say anti-vax, dude. Anti-vaccinator. God damn, dude. Yeah, every now and then Demo Knight says no, but think of it like this. He's playing Demo Knight. What else is he gonna do? You gotta give it to him every now and then, or else he'll play a real class. Thing.
Demo Knight does not counter the Vaccinator medic because you aren't becoming more vulnerable to Demo Knights when you're on Vaccinator compared to any other medic. You're just the same amount of vulnerable.
Yo, would that be a good nerf? Extra melee damage taken?
Maybe.
All right, easy. Where are we going? Put him in the C tier.
Yeah.
B tier, C tier.
If this is in comparison
to this, yeah, no, C tier, yeah.
Yeah, Quick Fix is pretty far below. At least in casual.
Like, if it was B tier, that would mean, you know what?
Actually, you know what?
I would go Uber or Crits Creek. Yeah.
Random crits, C tier. No random crits, it's B tier.
It's not. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Random crits lowers us a tier. If you're playing with random crits, it's down a tier.
Our experiences with random crits, so let's plop it and see.
Yeah, we've played mainly casual.
Oh yeah, we could talk about what we'd actually do to these.
Yeah, what J Comic said. Demo Knight isn't shut down by the Vaccinator is the real way to word it. The Vaccinator like shuts down every other thing in the entire game.
Yeah.
It just doesn't shut down Demo Knight, but it doesn't make Demo Knight better or good. It's still just Demo Knight, which isn't the greatest.
I don't hate people who are anti-vaccinator. I agree with them, but when you're anti-vaccinator to the point where you think it's a bad weapon, you're not reading anything. You're not following any flows of the game. You're not watching any players use the vaccinator.
We watched
a video recently where this player was talking about reworking the Vaccinator, and it was a new YouTuber too. It like had so many people in the comments. It was literally like if Theory Y Studios was like made in the Dark Realm and uploaded to Dark Realm YouTube. Like that's how bad his takes were. He wanted to take all 4 bubbles and have one big bubble, and his reasoning was really bad. I hope you guys will find it. I'm not fucking telling you. You gotta hunt for that. I'm pretty sure it just shows up if you search a Vaccinator rework.
Can you speak like Ben Shapiro in time with a Vaccinator? So hypothetically speaking, if you have a heavy at 100 health, and the enemy heavy is 450, but you pop a bullet bubble, and then you shoot them with a crossbow. In this hypothetical scenario, the heavy with 100 health still wins.
Why are you talking like Texas to me? Now, you see, the reason the Vaccinator is so much higher tier than the Uber and the Kritzkrieg is mainly because, considering that what I know the most of is casuals get a lot of random crits, especially if they're doing a lot of damage. The actual statistics for melee crits is if you do over 600 damage, you get 60% random crits. And with Ubers, you can stuff Ubers. You can stuff Ubers with the Vaccinators EHP time gain on every scenario, so you can get mitten crits easier on the Ubers. And Kritzkrieg is literally shut down by the Vaccinator. It's in the name. It's in the stats. So. So basically, your medic opinions are wrong, and you should come onto my show and debate me.
Despite making up only 5% of medic needs, Vaccinator medics account for 80% of all medic-related rage moments.
Oh my god. Nathan brought up pop statistics. Fritz Tart owned.
And like, here's the thing about the Vaccinator. I think it does deserve to be an S tier because, because I'm just thinking about Highlander. Vaccinator's not banned in Highlander, and they still usually run Medigun over it because that is a highly coordinated environment, and they know how to play around it. And Vax is a lot worse if you're playing against people that actually understand it.
Yeah, of course.
But I still think it goes toe to toe with the Medigun in that format. The only reason people don't use it is because you can be a better stock medic because it's so much easier to use.
The learning
curve, so you can play better.
The learning curve is vastly different for the Vaccinator as opposed to any of the Mediguns.
Yeah, I would say being good at the Vaccinator, and I'm not just trying to gas myself up, but
getting good with
being
the Vaccinator
good at the Vaccinator
will get you set with the other ones.
Way, way harder than the other Mediguns. It takes a lot more time.
It's not you gassing yourself up. It's literally got like 400% of the button presses. Are you telling me I gotta press R? You telling me I gotta make a macro? What the fuck is a macro? I got a macro wave. It makes my fries. $45 DVD. All right, get syringe time. Get this garbage out of here. All right.
Okay, stop the tier list. I can already see the comments coming. But you just made a video where you said crossbow doesn't need to be nerfed. How could you put it in S tier? Well, let me explain as clearly as I can because honestly, I failed to do so in that video. When I said the crossbow isn't blatantly overpowered, I meant to say crossbow doesn't make medic as a class too much more overpowered than a medic without the crossbow. Medic is an overpowered class. It follows that crossbow is an overpowered weapon, but so are all the Mediguns, the VIta-saw, and the Solemn Vow when you compare them to other class weapons and melees. So unless you think that the crossbow takes medic as a whole to a level that is unhealthy for the game at large, the crossbow doesn't deserve a nerf. I'm of the humble opinion that the game revolving around medic as the most powerful class is overall a good thing, much better than every team running 6 demos or some shit if he was super overtuned and by far the most impactful class. A nerf to the crossbow is a nerf to the medic, and I don't think medic needs a nerf in his current state. Casual is more fun for everyone when there are medics on both teams, so him being OP helps incentivize that. Additionally, the crossbow is just such a well-designed weapon. It encourages such great skill expression that instead medic was nerfed in some other way, like reducing all Mediguns build rates slightly and leaving the crossbow intact. Basically, what I was trying to say in the last video is that yes, the crossbow is an overpowered weapon, but it's not overpowered relative to Medic. For any weapon to be worth switching to when there are teammates nearby, it needs to be enticing enough to give up your meta beam healing. Medigun healing is so good that for any weapon to be worth switching away from it to use, that weapon needs to be overtuned. And overall, I think it's a good thing because crossbow makes Medic more interesting. I will say, after considering a few things, it's possible that the crossbow's damage could do with a nerf. But the moment you touch the healing output, you just dumb Medic down, and I can't agree with any change that makes an already simple class even more brain dead. And I don't think I really need to say this, but nerfing the crossbow wouldn't make the syringe guns any better. It would only give Medic 4 borderline useless weapons instead of 3. And finally, the other reason I put the crossbow S is that the gap between it and the syringe guns is so large that I wanted to make it as apparent as possible in the list. And it's easiest to do that by putting crossbow as high as possible. Thank you for listening. This has been a public service announcement. Now back to your scheduled broadcasting.
All right, yeah. All right, where's Blutzy going? Where's Blutzy going? Where's Blutzy going, baby? No, you gotta put Blutzy down. You gotta put Blutzy down. Yeah.
D tier.
Put that shit. Nah, dude, F tier.
It's still better than the syringe gun. So
no, it isn't.
It is.
No, why is it?
Because
the health
negative
debuff,
2
debuff,
health.
dude.
Yeah, the negative 2 health. I used to think this shit was worse than the syringe gun because of the negative 2 health, but that's because I thought it was a flat -2 health. It's actually not. It starts out at half a health per second. So your
so
normal regen, you only lose 1 health. Medic restores 3 health per second, and then it scales up to 6.
Okay.
So I thought this took it to 1 health per second, scaling up to 4, but it actually takes it to like 2.5 health per second, scaling up to 4. So you restore 3 health and then 2 health and then 3 health. So it doesn't make as much of a difference.
What you're saying is when you whip it out and you hit that first thing, you've already saved the deficit.
Yeah, if somebody's on you and you hit 5 syringes, you probably more than make up for the negative regen in that scenario. It's still really bad.
Of course. Okay, yeah. It's still we're out here in DNF comparing it to stock.
We're at the bottom. We're in the trash can, in the dumpster. But like,
bro, I don't have the gallstones in my throat to talk about macros, dude. That's something you got to teach yourself, man. That's computer stuff. Vouching for the Blutsauger is okay. I mean, like, riddle me this.
Look,
why would you need that extra health per second when you could have positioned a little better?
Yeah, I think all of the syringe guns, they don't offer Medic anything in the way of helping his team, which is the main problem. That's why crossbow is so much higher. They're all ways to like defend yourself on Medic, which you shouldn't. You should be focusing on doing that as little as possible.
If you visualize a Medic in a top-down perspective. His range that his meta beam can reach, that is his effectiveness. Like, that's his effectiveness as a Medic. That bubble. Add the crossbow, and it's as big as he can see.
Yeah. The crossbow changes Medic from being able to heal anybody within like 500 hammer units to being able to heal anybody within line of sight. Crossbow is 100% still best with quick fix. 100%. It's still no contest.
Crossbow best with quick fix?
I mean, in terms of all the primaries.
Oh.
Like, it's still the best option. The crossbow is just the best option, period. By far. It's not even close. But
okay.
The quick fix does close the gap a little bit.
Like, overdose quick fix?
Yeah, overdose quick fix is really fun, but it's still not. It's not nearly as good as crossbow quick fix. Overdose quick fix is the only combo that I would say you're not sandbagging by equipping it.
Crossbows. Okay, and just to answer your question, if you asked it in a different way, if you asked the question I'm thinking of, crossbow's best pair is with the vaccinator because of EHP.
Yeah.
EHP is
the crossbow is even better on vaccinator than the other Mediguns.
Yeah. EHP is basically like me getting a bullet bubble while fighting just a heavy and then getting teched. What is that health equal to with the damage reduction? Like, you know. All right, this is going to be easy. It's going to be so easy. Melees, baby.
Here's the thing, dude. None of the melees are S tier. That's pretty obvious. But
I think VIta-saw, Solemn Vow, and A, obviously.
Yeah.
Uber Saw above Solemn Vow.
Yeah. In casual, Uber Saw, I think has the slight edge.
Yeah, I'd rather use a Bone Saw than the VIta-saw.
These two are F. It's easy. The only one that's a little weird is Amputator.
I think
Could
that's
be C.
It's not C, it's D. It's so D. Yeah, it's D.
Yeah, it's D. I was thinking, could
That's
it
really
be
good.
C?
I like B tier. I like B tier.
I think this is a pretty good list because there's nothing in B tier, and yeah, there is like a gap. There's a gap between these 6 and then the rest.
So it shows. It shows.
Yeah,
VIta-saw
unless there's no
VIta-saw is fucking horrible, by the way.
unless there's no random crits, then Amputator gets plopped at the B. But
VIta-saw's debuff and nerf to medic in general is 100% up, and you only get bonuses if you're meleeing somebody. What other melee has bonuses when you melee somebody?
yeah, let's talk about the VIta-saw a little bit because the VIta-saw. The VIta-saw is not good. It's really bad. And a lot of people think it's not as bad as it is. Because it used to be better before they reworked it. Because it was just like a passive thing. Like you just got to save some Uber without hitting people. But, so Blutsauger and VIta-saw, D and F tier. They're the only 2 medic weapons that have passive downsides instead of active downsides. Which means the downside is always affecting you. So if the upside isn't good enough to overcome that, or you're not using the weapon enough
at all
to make a difference, you're just nerfing yourself constantly.
I'm gonna say it. Old VIta-saw was better.
Old VIta-saw was a lot better.
Like
old VIta-saw was banned.
Dropping at 100 on accident because something happened, and at least having 11% out of spawn was really nice.
And VIta-saw minus 10 HP. Pretty bad.
Really bad.
It's the biggest negative on any medic weapon. It's worse than the minus regen, I think. And
VIta-saw is not the scariest melee on medic. Are you crazy? Are you insane? What crack have you been smoking?
Uber Saw is the scariest because you just don't want to get hit by it.
Yeah, have you seen an Uber Saw medic fucking running at you? I mean, you just fucking kill him. But for a split second, if he's too close, that's just scary. Because what if he's at 85% and he hits you and then he Ubers out?
Yeah. Because the thing about VIta-saw is you have a passive downside that's always hurting you. You have to then hit somebody to make use of the upside. But even when you hit somebody, you aren't making use of the upside until you die. Which you should be trying to avoid as much as possible. I just played that Dust Bowl game on Uncle Topia. I didn't die. I did not die for 4 rounds straight. I had 0 deaths. If I was running the VIta-saw, even if I killed 18 people with melees, it wouldn't have done anything for me except give me negative 10 health. That's the only thing it would have done. You have to die for it to be useful.
Like, I'd rather use Bone Saw than VIta-saw. Okay, are we gonna explain our Amputator?
Amputator? Yeah, we didn't talk about the Amputator. It's just...
The healing...
These are so much better than the Amputator. It's like not even a contest. And then the Amputator in general, you aren't going to make use of it very much. Like, the Amputator isn't bad. It's not like a bad weapon, but it's almost stock in its usefulness. Because you aren't going to make use of it. You have to have it active to get the extra regen. This +3 health is super misleading as well. Because it says +3 health, but it also scales. So if you've taken damage in the last 10 seconds, it's only +1 health. Or not last 10 seconds, but like last 5 or 6 seconds or whatever. Medic's health regen scales a little bit differently. So it's only +1 health if you've taken like any damage recently. So you're barely regenning anything, right? Against like Afterburn, you're getting +1 health. You're regenning 4 instead of 3. It's not gonna it's barely gonna save you. And because Medic's health regen is doubled if he's healing somebody with a meta beam, if there's any damaged players nearby, you get more regen just by healing him with your meta beam than having the Amputator out. You'll regen faster.
All right, rapid fire. Everybody's fucking ignoring your voice and talking about everything else. Okay, here we go. We talked about it when we put quick fix in. With random crits in the server, it gets shit on. It's just always at like, you know, minus. It's always at minus when there's random crits in the field. 2, of course the amputator is going to be quote unquote unlimited potential. I talked about this on stream yesterday. Amputator taunt with like a million low health players around it. Yeah, your health per second is going to be like a gajillion. But what if I just shoot you in the face with a gun? You can't run away. The only way you're going to run away is if bullets push you away or you get air blasted away by an idiot pyro. I had to say it.
The taunt's cool. It's fun. It's
cool. It's a really good concept.
Almost never worth the risk. Almost never. There would have to be like, I think for the taunt to be worth going for, you have to be in a position where you're like at least 80% confident that nothing is going to come around that corner in the next 5 seconds. And you also need at least like 4 or 5 very low HP teammates all around you that aren't just going to die instantly. Because if it's an active fight, then it's useless because the 24 HP health, the 24 health per second won't save them. So you're better off just crossbowing one and healing them up.
Because
saving one guy.
Naturally, by the time you realize all of these players are low health, they're also going to realize they're at low health too. Because they're all playing the game at the exact same time as you. Usually, they all get hit at once. You rush from back to mid to pop your amputator taunt. I've seen this before. The low health players will not notice you're doing it yet and leave the corner. They'll leave corner because they're at 30 health. Why are they going to chill with you in the center when they're at 30 health? They need to get out of front. They'll move back mid, back away from you. And then the player who knows what's going on is going to stay in the mid and stay in front, die. And then they're going to get a chance to turn the corner and kill you. I've seen it before on that hill on Badwater, like at last, like right before last. I've seen amputator medics die there all the time. Does that sound alright, Nathan?
Yeah, it's just the taunt. You're not even gonna be able to make use of it every game. There's not gonna be an amputator taunt situation even once a game. Maybe once every 2 games. I mean, maybe if you're only playing Dust Bowl, you might get to use it one or two times that game, but.
Amputator's in that spot where one change with it, like a single change, would shoot that thing up. It's just the fact that the AoE holds you down.
Yeah, it's just too clunky.
Didn't hold during the
if
taunt.
it had your move speed during the taunt, you can still turn around and everything and like whip around, so like a spy couldn't just like backstab you. Even making the regen like passive would like put it up in C tier. To use 10% over to heal all targets around you without taunting. That'd be kind of sick. The only issue with rebalancing weapons to use Uber as like a resource, like primaries and melees, is then they throw out of balance depending on the metagun. Because like the vaccinator, like 1% of a vaccinator Uber is not the same as 1% of a stock Uber.
Because most of these Ubers gather like percent wickedly fast. 10% is not much.
Vaccinator
10% on vaccinator is
4% per second, over 4% per second. Could you imagine if you could full heal everybody around you every like 2.5 seconds with the amputator using 10% of your Uber over and over again?
While popping bubbles.
That would be insane. That's why I think while using Uber as a resource would be like sick, like using Uber for something else, they can never be balanced.
Even if Valve were to bring a major update, they're not updating the amputator.
Yeah, that's true.
No, it's so sad. In a perfect world where there's somebody looking at this kind of stuff, they would definitely do it. They'd do it every patch. They'd work every weapon, every patch.
All right, I think the only one we need to talk about now is Saw. I saw a couple people talking about it. Why is it up there with the Uber Saw?
Whoa. Important question. This guy likes the Medic's battle cry voice lines. What's your favorite voice line in the game?
Shut the fuck up.
Who says that one? I don't remember anybody saying that one. You're not in the video game. I think my favorite voice line, it's not more of a voice line, it's more of a sound bite. I love it when the heavy goes whoop. Like I just like I don't know why. That's my favorite sound. Like when he goes whoop. Like I think
dude, I like it when Sniper
when doing
dies.
The flip taunt. I like it when you like Sniper's death wav.
Yeah, when I hear Sniper's death wav, dude, I'm like,
which one?
I'm like,
which one?
Man.
The one that's ah, or the one that's ah.
When I hear a sniper die, an enemy sniper die, I can play the game.
Yes, sir. All right, amputator or not amputator? Fuck.
I mean, Uber saw. I don't think anybody is gonna ask about the Uber saw. Right? It's the Uber saw. Everybody understands, but why is the Solemn Vow in the same tier as the Uber saw? Because it's not entirely obvious, but
it's information. Its information is very useful.
Yes.
Like you can play mind games much easier with the Solemn Vow when fighting enemies. Like since he started using the Solemn Vow, he's been able to peek snipers, either low health, fire a crossbow, kill him, and move on. Because the Solemn Vow's bonus is active all the time. So most of the time, the sniper doesn't even know he has a Solemn Vow.
Yeah, you can't. There's no way to tell that a medic has a Solemn Vow equipped unless he pulls it out, which he probably won't be doing. Outside of a melee fight. So you don't know. Like this person said, I use a Solemn Vow, but personally, it's just like stock for me unless I communicate a lot with people, which is true. It's better if you can communicate and make callouts, but it's still really good, even like in a solo queue environment where you're just playing yourself. Information
is a very underrated power in like in all FPSs, all games, all FPSs, player versus player. The more information, the better, because you use information in literally every single engagement. Like let's see, I'm getting shot at by a heavy. Does he have a medic? That's information right there. Will I win this fight? Like, you use the information to your advantage to see if you can win the fight. If you're losing trades over and over and over and over again, there's something you're doing wrong. If you're losing fights over and over and over again, you need to obviously look at mouse aim and all that fun jazz. But
there's like a few things the Solemn Vow does. The important thing to know with Solemn Vow, the worst teams you're fighting, if you're playing against a bad team, the Uber Saw is way better than it. But as the skill of the enemies increases, the Uber Saw gets worse and the Solemn Vow gets better. Up to like competitive levels where now it's pretty widely accepted in sixes and stuff that the Solemn Vow is better than the Uber Saw. Because the Uber Saw, you have to get a melee off and live for it to be useful, which is not going to happen against good players. The Solemn Vow, you can literally be making use of it once every 3 seconds the entire game. It has a much lower impact when you use it, but you're using it so much more that it adds up. And there's like kind of 3 main things it does, which is you can make callouts if you're playing with people, which can be really useful. That's like one of the main things. You can make callouts about the enemy Uber percent, which is really, really useful if you're playing especially in a competitive environment and you know exactly their Uber percent. You can get a line of sight on the enemy medic for even like 1 second. You know exactly how long it's going to take him to get to 100%, and you can play around that. In casual, like Flippy said, you know if you can win fights as the medic. I can't tell you, because people will fight a medic because they want to kill the medic. Like the enemy soldier player, he could be at 40 HP
and go for the medic still,
and he's going to go for you. He's going to try and kill you because he knows if he kills you, even if he dies right after, it's worth. Because trading for the medic is worth it every time. Any damage class trading for the medic is worth it. But the Solemn Vow, if you see him at 40 HP, you could just kill him. And you know you can just kill him.
When you get bombed as a medic, if it's like a sloppy bomb and there's like, sloppy bomb. A little sloppy bomb, it took some damage on the heavy, killed him though. I'm at 40 health. You know you have enough time to kill this fucker before he can kill you with his 2 rockets.
Yeah, because if a soldier's on me and I don't have the Solemn Vow, I have no idea he's at 40 HP and he's not in like melee range where I can just whack him. It's not worth me really going for a crossbow shot on him. I should just be trying to get away and like strafe off of like a rocket or something instead of fighting him. But if I see him at 40 HP, I'm like, oh, this guy ain't shit. And then the last thing it does is you know how the fight's going. Like especially like the heavy dittos, like you could just know who's gonna win before the fight's over, and George you Lopez can play around it.
Know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
Yeah. And also, it's important to note that this is casual. Ubersaw is a bit better than Solemn Vow in casual because random crits exist. You take out random crits, Solemn Vow is easily better than the Ubersaw in, like, every time. Because you can't just count on, like, because the Ubersaw, you can one-shot somebody and then you get out and you get your 25%. If you no random crits, they have to be at 65%.
It doesn't have a damage bonus though. Why does it thrive more on random crits than the Solemn Vow? Just because it does a little more damage?
Because if you get the random crit, you kill them and you get that 25%.
Fair enough. It does do buku damage. How much is it again? The crit melee? Is it
195.
195. Fuck. I haven't gotten a random crit on melee in a minute.
It's because you use the mittens, dude. Random melee crits do 0, right?
Yeah. Okay, we need to explain our reasoning for the quick fix, or if you agree with it, or if you want to move it.
Yeah, quick fix. C, if there are random crits. B, if it isn't.
Yes, we said this when we added it in first. B, with no random crits, because, you know, the health per second on the Uber is not bad when you consider that you're not going to get hit for ×4 of whatever.
Yeah. Random crits just drop quick fix to C because you can just die. It doesn't matter.
We've said this before. In a low team games where there's low amounts of players on both teams, the quick fix is a lot better because the damage deficit is not as high as, say, there were 12 people on each team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you can't physically do enough damage to kill the quick fix, like, you know, you can't kill him. He's basically unkillable, just like Uber. Except you get it quick, and you get to heal people quick, and you get to give people that health quick. But
yeah,
when you're trying to quick fix people up, and you're fucking holding beam on him for like 3 seconds, he goes all the way to 450, and then he gets like double piped, and one of them's a crit. He's dead. He just died. He literally just fucking ate it. Where are you gonna go to next? Oh, this guy could use him. Oh shit, he ran into a heavy. Oh shit, he died in like 4 seconds.
Yeah, and I mean the jumping is like very good.
We forgot to talk about the knockback.
The knockback
on how knockback resist is fucking bait. That shit's bait. Knockback resistance is
it can
bait.
Ruin you in certain situations.
Bro. What's keeping you from getting hit by the shit-eating heavy in Pyro? You get knocked around by the demo that's also shooting you! If you're not moving, you're getting hit by all of them at once. You're getting hit by all of them at once because you can't be moved. You're there. You're not getting knocked around by players. You're not getting air blasted around.
Especially like quick fix Ubering a heavy. He's a heavy now, not going anywhere. He's just gonna get hit with everything.
Lord have mercy.
Like, is it good when you're fighting like just a pyro or like just trying to push a sentry? Yes, but if there's a lot of enemies, it gets you killed because you don't get knocked back by damage, and so you get hit with everything.
A pyro, a pyro air blasting you away from a sentry while you're Ubered. Going quick fix isn't gonna solve that problem because the sentry and pyro are now going to kill you.
Yeah, especially another thing to note about quick fix when it comes to pyro, it stops you from being air blasted, but it also gets debuffed by the pyro.
Oh shit, oh god.
And how much does it get debuffed by? Go check.
Like, you literally become a graviton fucking magnet, dude. You become a magnet when you're pumping quick fix
in there. But I'm pretty sure I remember Flames lower quick fix's Uber heal rate by like 40% or some shit. It lowers it to like 60 something or like 70-ish. So like, yeah, Pyro can't air blast you, but he makes your Uber like 40% worse.
Yeah, because like
72
HP
per second.
You think
so? Like 30%.
You think not being knocked back would be a good counter to the pyro, but it isn't, considering he can just flame you to death.
It's supposed to be a 20% reduction, but it's not. It depends on what the source is. The healing debuff is super broken. Like broken as in it doesn't work right. Not broken as in like super overpowered. It's just broken. It doesn't work.
It's good. I mean, it's good.
It's good.
Debuff.
It's good for
but
Pyro.
It's not like,
Pyro,
he needs it.
Pyro needs it, yeah, but
they need it, but they need it to, like, you know, be on paper, you know?
Yeah. So that's the other thing to factor in. Vaccinator and crossbow existing is is just better quick fix. You don't get the knockback, you
Check this
can't
out.
follow jumps, but you're immune to crits and it's more healing per second. The
Get
Vaccinator
rid of the.
is more healing per second than the quick fix, and you're immune to crits.
If you get rid of the Vaccinator and the crossbow, dude, check it out, dude. Quick fix is an A tier.
Yeah, quick fix
Alright,
could
dude,
be buffed.
We have to see the community rank.
Yeah, all right, wait. So the last thing I want to do then is this is with everything independent. So like the crossbow is this much better than the syringe guns. If you were to order this in terms of like medic as a whole, it looks like this pretty much. Like everything is just like all the way down here.
Yeah.
And like this is maybe like that. If you wanted to like really
really spice it up. Yeah, no, yeah, that makes more sense. That makes more sense. What's better?
There.
I think Blutsauger's better than the VIta-saw.
Oh yeah.
And Bone Saw.
Yeah, he was talking over there. Right.
Stock is better. Stock melee is better than syringe gun. Trust me, dude. Them Bone Saws be critting though.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
yeah, this is like medic as a whole because all the Mediguns are like
okay.
tiers above all the other things.
Would you say overdose is better than amputator?
I mean, it doesn't matter in this tier list. They're both like interchangeable in D tier. Yeah, this is like medic as a whole because all the Mediguns are like far more powerful than even the crossbow. Like the quick fix is a better weapon than the crossbow.
Minus 90% friend stat. It's not the 90% friend stat. It's the minus 90% bodies stat because they're just gonna be dying around you.
Yeah, you get lots of friends with the vac. Dude, you give somebody the gas that they aren't used to, they go, oh shit. That feels good.
You get some requests in record time. It's
that
like
nitro fuel.
I was about to say call that Vax the Shiatsu, dude.
Alright, community rank, dude. How low do you think the Vaccinator is, boys?
Oh my god, it's gotta be B. I'm gonna say B. Everybody guess. What tier do you think the community is gonna rank the Vaccinator? Is it gonna be S, A, or B? I'm gonna give them that much. I'm gonna say they're gonna at least put it in B.
B tier.
You think B? I'm gonna say A tier. I'm gonna say A tier.
S, dude, you have too much faith.
You have too much faith. Oh!
It's C tier. Whoa.
Oh my god!
Ooh, quick fix above the crit screen.
Oh my god! That is vile. The fucking solemn vow.
The solemn vow. Hold it down, F, dude.
Oh my! Above the VIta-saw. Wait, below the shit. Oh god, I'm flabbergasted. VIta-saw above solemn.
This is for 14 submitted, so it's not a great sample size, but
okay, we're good. These are just 14 medic players also streaming and playing medic for the first time. And like a week into their streams, they're doing a tier list and posting it. We're good. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, the holy trinity in S. The classic
idiot.
Classic
the easy
meta slaves.
All right, get this out of the way. Get this out of the way, everybody.
Cringe class, dude.
Everybody needs to fucking whip out. Everybody needs the Bobby Blaylist for loitering. Everybody needs to whip this out. Everybody pop up this fucking. Do you have music playing right now?
No. I'm recording this, dude. I can't have music.
Everybody pull this fucking link up. I put it in the chat. It's the Bobby Playlist for loitering. Everybody get this shit ready. You ready, dude? Play this.
I'm not gonna play this, dude.
Play it over the. Oh
it's gonna get all cut up, dude.
You're really gonna cut up the heavy. You're gonna cut up the heavy tier list and put it in the video. Why? It's heavy, dude. I'm gonna go through these rapid fucking fire.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. This is the heavy, dude. I don't need to make a heavy tier list video. I gotta end this recording now.